Yes! Hello, I'm Neige, and holy crap, Star Wars. Like pretty much everyone else in the world, I saw The Force Awakens this weekend, and holy crap, I'm still coming down from the high it left me with. It's like 4 days later, and I'm still feeling it. I know there are plenty of people who still haven't had a chance to get to the theaters yet. For that reason, this video is going to stay spoiler-free. I'll probably do another spoiler-filled discussion video after this, but I really liked not knowing anything going into this movie, and I want to do my part to make sure that everyone else who wants that experience can have it too. I know a ton of people were complaining about the marketing because the trailers told us like almost nothing about the plot, but I kinda liked that. As for my overall impression, if I had to sum it up in one sentence, it would be Star Wars The Force Awakens recaptures the spirit of the original films but brings plenty of new elements to the table, thus making a very promising return to the franchise. But if I had to describe it in like one word, it would be I want to be clear, this movie is not perfect. As I was watching it, there were certain things that were kinda nagging at me, stayed with me for a while, and then after a couple days, I was able to finally put it into words why I didn't think the movie worked. I'm gonna try to be spoiler-free with this. I'm basically gonna try to not tell you anything plot-wise that you wouldn't have got from the trailer, so I'm gonna tell you nothing. The world building was a little weak. The opening text scroll lays everything out pretty nicely, but once you get into the action, there are still a few little details that could have been explained a whole lot better. From the ashes of the original Star War, there's still this remnant of the Empire left over. But it's difficult to grasp the power dynamic of the New Republic and this new sort of would-be Empire. How much does this group control? How much does this group control? And the dialogue at times can be really unnecessarily info-dumpy. Stuff is going down, and people are giving way more details than they need to. The best example I can give is, imagine that one scene in Pirates of the Caribbean where they break out of jail, and before they run off, Jack Sparrow's all like, I gotta get my stuff. It'd be like if instead of saying that, he said, oh, we can't leave without my pistol that has only one bullet in it, my compass that doesn't point north, and my sword. Doesn't ruin the movie or anything, it's just kind of like, I see what you're doing, maybe work that out next time. But overall, this was a very solid movie-going experience. This felt like Star Wars. I was nervous at first because the first 20 minutes or so of the movie, I'm just kind of like, I'm not feeling super pumped. Is there something wrong? That happened to me when I saw The Avengers. For the first 20 minutes or so, I'm just sitting there thinking like, I'm not being thrilled beyond my wildest dreams. What if this movie sucks? But by the half-hour mark, I just had a big stupid grin on my face and I was having a blast. Some people complain that certain elements of the plot felt recycled from older Star Wars movies. And yeah, they totally are. There are plenty of moments where it's like, okay, that happened in A New Hope, that happened in New Hope, this happened in New Hope. But I don't really mind that. I thought that was appropriate. A major theme in this movie is the passing of the torch. You have the original cast returning and interacting with these new, younger, exciting characters. And I can't think of a single new character introduced that I don't like. There's some characters I don't like, but I don't hate them either. I just kind of have no strong feeling towards them at all. But the main 4 new characters, Rey, Finn, Poe, and Kylo Ren, I think are all really solid. I really like seeing them work off of each other. You see the relationships forming between them. That was a major problem the prequels had. A lot of the character interaction wasn't very strong. I'm just saying this movie doesn't have any instances of people falling in love when they haven't even been in the same room for like 10 years. We've just got new people meeting each other and going through stuff together and forging relationships, and I'm really excited to see where they go with these new characters. Even if this movie feels very similar to A New Hope, you can tell they're not just gonna lead into another Empire Strikes Back. They're not laying that groundwork. They just wanted to remind you where we've been and get you ready to go wherever they're gonna take it. Only other thing I'd really complain about is the ending. And again, no spoilers, but this is an ending that's very aware of the fact that there's going to be a sequel after this. A New Hope had a very clear ending because George Lucas didn't know if he was gonna get to make any more movies. But even with Phantom Menace, when we knew there would be 2 more prequels on the way, that movie still had a very clear beginning, middle, and end. This one just kind of stops. People say a sign of a great movie is when it's over, you don't want it to be over. The first time I can remember experiencing that is The Social Network. When that movie ended, I wanted to see more of it, but at the same time, where it ended felt like a logical conclusion. Here, not so much. I wanted to see more, and I know I'm going to see more, but they could have still forgiven a little bit more, know what I mean? And I'm beyond frustrated that we have to wait 2 more years to get to episode 8. But overall, I love this movie. I'm so happy it turned out the way it did. It's a very tasteful blend of old and new. Like, the best example of that is in the lightsaber fights. I love the original trilogy with all of my heart, except maybe Return of the Jedi, because it's kind of weird, but I still acknowledge the lightsaber fights in those movies are kind of underwhelming. But on the flip side of that, you have the prequels, where the lightsaber fights have tons of awesome choreography and backflips and spin kicks and everything, but it means almost nothing. There's no tension in those fights. In my opinion, Force Awakens finds the balance between those and strikes it perfectly. There's still plenty of visual flair with, you know, twirling and whatnot, but it's still very real. You feel the emotion, you feel the stakes, you feel the tension. Oh man. This is not a spoiler, because it's in the trailer. That scene where Kylo and Finn finally go head to head is insane. Because you've got Kylo Ren, who's obviously been trained in the dark arts, going up against Finn, former stormtrooper, who just somehow has Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, and how's that gonna turn out? That's a great way to do it. You've got a bad guy who knows what he's doing versus a good guy who pretty much has no idea what he's doing, but by that point you like the good guy and you want to see him triumph, and there is the drama, and now I'm just talking about story and film theory and blah. Long story short, if you have not seen Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens yet, I cannot recommend it highly enough. It met all of my expectations and then some. But seriously, when you're in the theater and the lights go down and the opening text comes up, shut up. Me and my friends are in a very crowded theater and the lights go down and everybody hushes and up comes Long, Long Ago in a Galaxy Far, Far Away. And everyone understands that this is a very solemn occasion, except 2 or 3 little D-bags in the first couple rows who start singing the Imperial March when it comes up. Ba, 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 ba. That's not even the right song. What are you doing? That is the first time I've ever yelled at somebody in a movie theater to shut up, and it felt awesome. Or if you've already seen Episode 7, then why don't you let me know in the comments what you thought? Or just let me know what you thought about this video in general. I know I don't normally talk about current movies on this channel, but I figured there was one movie that deserved talking about while it's still in theaters. It's definitely Star Wars. So if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please let me know. But until next time, I'm Neige, and thank you, JJ.